I've spent over 4 decades in the family justice courts, partly as a barrister, partly as a judge, and I am appalled by the destruction that family breakdown causes. 2 years ago I started Marriage Foundation, which is devoted to try and combating this particular scourge in our society, and I believe things can be done if people knew more about the appalling pain that family breakdown creates and had better access to help at an appropriate time. And now I'm in Birmingham to meet a family who have said they will talk about their own experiences.
At the time you don't think of it, but you can always go out and earn money, but you can't get the time back that you lose to earn that money. You're used to seeing the family environment, the cooker going, the smells, the girls, the sounds, the smells. It's not there, and then all you're left with is the silence.
So your great memory is as it were, the emptiness and the silence.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I worked for the girls to put food on the table, money on the table. Family was the most important thing. The thing you've worked for all your life is gone.
Yeah, but it wasn't the be all and end all. Even the girls will say today, you wasn't there for school events.
Yeah, it's catch-22, isn't it? You can't do both.
But what's more important?
You have to have that balance.
You've got to have the balance, but ultimately, if you believe that you have to provide for your family, the first thing you do is you provide for your family.
My whole world collapsed all in one go, and basically I wasn't there for the girls because my head was just absolutely gone.
By both of my parents, we all got treated like what's the word? What's that word?
Pawns in a game,
yeah, we did.
I mean, I had got to a point where I'd had enough of the girls being involved, and I actually went to social services. This is how my head was. I went to social services to hand her in. I said, because I can't cope.
But the battle consists of 2 people. A battle always...
But they were brought in.
We were,
even though there was a battle between us.
It didn't have to be a battle, that was the whole point.
Do you both admit that whatever the rights and wrongs of it were, the children got involved?
They got involved. They got involved, and they were used.
Yes.
And they shouldn't have been used.
Yeah, but on both sides.
On both sides,
We
yeah.
were
Yes.
both used.
They never had the chance to be heard.
Yeah. No, we didn't. No one listened.
They didn't.
No one listened. Mum and Dad wouldn't listen to any of us, but also our
extended family,
they wouldn't listen to our opinions. It was always
everybody takes sides.
about Mum or about Dad.
Yeah.
We was like, we're not being heard.
Mum would make comments to Maisie about Dad.
Yeah,
Dad
I think
would make
it all
comments.
got very bitter.
Yeah.
Very bitter. It was all nitpicks at
And
us three.
you felt yourself pulled into the arguments.
Yeah.
I think they've always wanted to stay together for us 3, for the sake of us 3, but it weren't the right decision.
Yeah.
We would rather have broken up when we were a lot little because we wouldn't have the memories that we have at the moment.
I'd have wanted, no arguments, them 2 just to get on.
Do you still have that kind of ideal wish that your family could be?
I probably do have a little wish that they're still together. But I know it's not going to work.
No, but I mean...
And I'm fine with that.
Right.
It wouldn't work. I know it wouldn't.
Right.
But why would you stay in a relationship that you're both not happy with? It impacts on your children. You may not think it is as a little, but the little children can pick up on it as we did as 3 children.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad would you describe the emotional pain of going through the divorce?
11.
Hi.
He says more than 10.
Yeah.
The worst thing you've ever had to deal with?
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing, I suppose, is you might have thought you were going to end it all.
I was.
Did you ever get to that stage?
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay.
What about you 2?
Can
you remember the bad times?
Yeah, they weren't nice times. None of it was nice, was it?
No, of course not.
With hindsight, taking everything into account, I wouldn't have gone down the divorce road.
You would like to have the opportunity to do it differently and stay together?
Yeah.
Michelle, what do you think?
My life is happier, and I'm sorry to say, I am glad it ended. I wasn't happy in the way it ended. But now, you know, 4 years down the line.
You feel you've made the right decision and you've moved on?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a family who were prepared to sit together and discuss these extremely difficult personal issues. I think it's a huge credit to them. And the huge impression I'm left with is that Dad in particular is still feeling the pain in almost a raw way. Mum has made some sense of it and has moved on. The two children take on it is entirely different. What will be interesting to see is how other young people have been affected in their experiences.
Burst into tears, I ran up to my bedroom and then I decided that I didn't want to be in the house, so I went out to be with my friends and just sort of cried to them.
Do you have grandparents?
Yeah, I have grandparents.
Yeah, you smiled when you said that.
Yeah,
Are they together?
Yeah, they're together. They've been together since they were 16.
I'd love my parents to still be together, but obviously it just wasn't meant to be. But you know, I think when you find someone and you really care, it just...
Why do you think they were able to make a go of it and your parents were not?
Because, I think because it wasn't the ideal thing to have a divorce. Like, you'd be looked down on if you had a divorce or if you broke up.
So there was a social pressure on staying together?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think there's any social pressure on staying together now?
It's not really.
Your family is not a whole, if you know what I mean, because Dad's gone, you know. But, like I say, we're all so much better off now.
I think there are four things that struck me very forcefully as a result of those interviews with those extremely intelligent young women. One, that they had both suffered terrifically as a result of the breakup of their parents in their different circumstances. Two, they both aspired to something better for themselves, a long-term stable married relationship. Three, they had both seen amongst their own friends stable families, and this had made them very sad and envious. And fourthly, in the background, in both cases, there was a stable grandparental household to which they had almost clung at these times of great trauma.
I have a sister who passed away very young, and I compare my divorce to the death of my sister. It's incomparable in the terms of pain that it caused. I think divorce is not a light thing. I don't think anyone does enter it lightly.
I never forget that I just broke down by the front door, and then as I walked upstairs, so I'm getting emotional thinking about it, as I walked upstairs and then I walked past my son's room and he was not there, I completely fell apart.
I concentrated a lot on the children, but then, you know, as they get older, they're going to do their thing. You have to think about who am I as a person and what am I going to do.
Can I ask you a question, actually, Dawn, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Did you initially, at the beginning, did you overcompensate?
Yes. Yeah. I didn't want them to be disadvantaged in any way because I was a single.
Yes, because I did exactly the same thing. I was just emotionally overcompensating.
Yes.
You know, just being there whenever he needed me, doing whatever he wanted me to do, listening to everything he wanted to say, just over and above.
Almost giving them too much attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm sort of existentially guilty about is his lack of self-esteem, his lack of confidence, his lack of resilience. These things, I think, are classic manifestations of the trauma of the divorce, which are now playing themselves out now.
I didn't want my children to grow up in a tense, hostile environment with people who didn't like each other anymore. And I thought that's not a good example to be setting to two young children, that's what a marriage is like. The after effects of my divorce is that my children are quite driven, they're quite determined, they go for what they want. You know, my son plays rugby semi-professionally, my daughter's at a performing arts school. They've gone for their dreams, and you know, and I've been behind them all the way, and so is their father. And you know, we are a happy family, and they are successful children. So you know, I did my best.
And they've got through it.
Yes.
But the degree to how much you suffer and how much you lose is in the hands of the two parents. You've only got one life, and I think if you spend that life pretending, I think there can be no worse place to be. I'd rather be alone and happy than be together and unhappy.
Every relationship, every long-term relationship has periods of difficulty, sometimes periods of very great difficulty. I still am not persuaded that in most cases the right answer is to end it. The right answer is to sort it out, and it sometimes is very difficult, and the longer you leave it, the more difficult it is. But where there is a full-blown family infrastructure with children, it is, I believe, from all the years of experience that I've watched this, I believe that the better option is to sort it out, however difficult it is, than to destroy it.